Many years ago, we put out a top 6 most accurate 9mm handguns in the world out of the box. That was many years ago, and a lot of technology has come out since then, and a lot of things have changed. So what we wanted to look at is with everything that has changed over really the last probably 6-7 years since we made that video, what are now the most accurate out-of-the-box 9mm handguns in the world. Now there's some that are still on the list, but we've definitely added this. That's why we made it a top 9. So here's the top 9 most accurate 9mm handguns out of the box in the world. Number 1, Sig Sauer P226 X5. Now the Sig P226 was standard carry for really most of the world for both military and police for decades. Extremely accurate handgun, but the X5 version is the most accurate P226 made. Now they also make an X6, and I don't know why, but it's not as accurate. The P226 X5 is not just really one of the most accurate guns Sig Sauer has ever made. It's definitely one of the top 10 most accurate guns in the world. When I had a chance to shoot one, I was beside myself by the time I finished shooting that thing. Number 2, the Swiss AT84S. The Swiss AT84S is made in Solothurn, Switzerland, and it looks much like a CZ75 clone, but internally it is very different. The trigger pull, the accuracy of the slide, the internals of the pin. This was really ITM's very first production handgun in the US. And the craftsmanship that went behind this really was dedicated to just one man. And that same man, when this company sold and became the name Sphinx, they kept him on board, and he's the producer of the Swiss AT2000. But the AT84 definitely makes the ranks, the top 10 most accurate 9mm handguns ever made out of the box. Number 3, 1911. Now, obviously 1911s are 45s, but many manufacturers make them in a 9mm. And, and what I'm talking about is something like a Wilson Combat Tactical Super Grade. The Wilson Combat Tactical Super Grade not only is one of the most accurate 1911s I've ever fired, it's maybe the most accurate 9mm handgun I've ever fired in my life. Definitely in the top 3. Now, of course, I'm just going to say 1911 in this category, though. Number 4, the Browning High Power. Of course, the Browning High Power was originally made pre-World War II by FN Herstal, and World War II was taken over by Nazi Germany and produced there, and then Canada produced it during World War II. Then eventually FN Herstal got it back, and then the Browning, and then they stopped production, and then now you got FN again producing it, as well as Springfield and many other manufacturers. But there's certain variations of the Browning High Power today, especially some of those older ones. And some of the newer ones that just out of the box, some of the most accurate 9mm handguns in the world. Number 5, the Glock 17. Now, what I'm going to say is really, you could say the Glock 17 long or the Glock 34. You may think that the longer barrels make a difference. But generally speaking, the Glock 17 out of the box is incredibly accurate. It's incredibly affordable out of the box compared to really almost every gun on this list. Many competition shooters choose a Glock 17 to compete with. I'm just going to put any of the variations of the 9mm Glocks out there. To date, Glock 17, one of the most accurate 9mm handguns ever made out of the box. Number 6, the Beretta 92X Performance Pistol. Now there's some things that people can do with the Beretta 92 that is just incredible. And then you put it in the Beretta 92X Performance Pistol. Now the game is definitely changing. This is still to date one of the most accurate pistols, and all they've done is make it more accurate. Number 7, CZ75. Especially the Tactical Sport 2. The CZ75 has always been one of the most accurate 9mm handguns out there. And there's been a lot of different variants of the CZ75. And the Tactical Sport 2 has kind of taken it to a whole new level. Definitely one of the most accurate 9mm out there. Number 8. Wesson DWX. Now, I'm not putting this in the 1911 category for a couple reasons. One, it's a 2011, and two, it's got a CZ75 grip frame and a lot of other variations that are not 1911. This particular handgun is incredibly accurate. It's really one of the most interesting pistols Dan Wesson has ever produced, and my experiences with it is I think anybody can easily shoot accurate with this 9mm handgun at long distances or tight groups at short distances. Just an incredibly accurate 9mm handgun. And finally, number 9, the Sig Sauer P210. Now, I believe that the Swiss version of this gun out of the box was the most accurate handgun in the world. Definitely say it was in the number 1 range. Now, a lot of technology's come out since then, but back then, for sure, the most accurate 9mm handgun being made. Now it's being made in the US by Sig Sauer and still just incredibly accurate. I'd be curious to bench both the Swiss and the new American version, because American machining technology has just transformed compared to back when those Swiss versions were still being made. So I'd be very curious, putting them side by side benched, how well each one did. My guess is it's still going to go to the Swiss. So there you go. There's what I believe to be the 9 most accurate 9mm handguns in the world out of the box. Any thoughts or insight on any of that? Definitely put that below. I'm sure there's some I didn't mention. Put that below as well. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Feel called to support this channel with Patreon. That link is also below. But the most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests, so please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.